Erecting. Warning: if you have medium or soft soil, it is highly recommended you pour the rods in concrete or pour a concrete pad with ample anchor bolts. Most windmills that topple are because they were not anchored properly. Take the entire windmill, tower, wheel, and compressor to the site and elevate the tower on a sawhorse. Apply all-purpose grease, not included, we use Superlube, in the tower pillar blocks and on the compressor pivot tube. Slide the compressor pivot tube into the tower pillar blocks all the way. Teflon tape the threads and screw the double check valve assembly on as tight as you can by hand. Attach the tail. Rest the tail on another sawhorse. Apply grease in the wheel hub and on the compressor crankshaft. Slide the wheel on the shaft and install the through bolt. The wheel hub should be flush with the crankshaft. Tighten the bolts and nuts, then the Allen screw as tight as possible. Put a dab of grease on the hose barb and attach the air hose to the compressor. Do not clamp, as the hose barb must rotate inside the hose to prevent kinking. Rotate the hose so it turns freely on the barb. This will not leak, yet allow the top to turn 360 degrees without kinking. Zip tie the air hose to the tower leg at every section. Always have at least 6 people to erect, as this can be dangerous, especially if there is not enough manpower to hoist the unit. Only erect during calm wind conditions. Have 2 people positioned at the base of the windmill and the other 4 walk the windmill up slowly. Have at least 2 people hold the windmill in place until all 4 leg clamps have been leveled and tightened. Using a post driver, pound the 4 steel rods into the ground. Level the tower on a horizontal member. Drive the rest of the rod in with a sledgehammer most of the way. Only an inch or 2 of the rod should be above the foot clamps. Tighten all the bolts on the foot clamps. Here's another tip for you. When trenching from the tower to the water, we like to use 2-inch conduit or PVC pipe, so if you ever need to replace the air hose, you will not need to retrench. Trench the air hose from the tower to the water at least 3 to 5 inches deep. Make certain the air hose will go towards the pond on a downhill slope with no dips, valleys, or kinks. If using floating hose, you will need to tie weights about every 8 feet. We use 1/2 brick with holes. Use plastic twine and tape with electrical tape to prevent all the brick from sliding to one area. This makes a neat job and at the same time keeps the hose anchored at the bottom of the pond to eliminate any chance of condensation buildup and possible icing. Also, it will keep the hose out of the way of fish hooks, etc. Maintenance. Your American Eagle windmill is ready to go from the factory, and you should not need to do any maintenance for about 1 year. The bearings are all enclosed inside the weatherproof compressor and not exposed to the weather. Each bearing has a grease zerk fitting and should only be greased lightly with a squeeze of good quality multi-purpose grease. Do not over-grease with an air gun, as with most bearings the seals can be broken. Thank you for purchasing your American Eagle windmill, made in the USA, sold to you by Joe Mescan Windmill.